I know my hair it looks like it's seen some better days. I'm gonna put my hair back because I don't feel like having it down, but I just wanted to touch up on that real quick. Hi, Jane. Aren't you supposed to be sleeping, Jane? Hi, Pumbaa. So, in the last stream, it was being a little funky with the screen sharing. So, if that happens again, I'm gonna just type out the Bible passages we're reading. We're just reading Matthew 29 through 35. Or Matthew 5:29 to 35. We're not reading 6 chapters for this specific devotion. How are you guys doing? Oh, I'm so happy that the little kitten is better. Go go home. Yeah. So because I'm doing it on my phone and because there's a lot of Bible reading, I've been doing live streams just so it's a little easier and I don't have to have 15 different pictures on my phone per day. Because if you watch that last devotion, there was like 6 parts per day, and it was a lot. During the Mount Olive sermon, Jesus has been telling the disciples about a time we call the Great Tribulation. Beginning with Matthew 24:29, he tells them what happens after the Great Tribulation. Aw, that's a cute name. That's a cute name, Jane. That isn't what happens after the Great Tribulation. What does happen is immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven, with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Now, learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Even so, when you see all these things, you know that it is near, right at the door. Truly, I tell you, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. They literally just had me read Matthew 24, the whole passage that we were going to read. That's hilarious. But we'll read. I'll see if it'll work with the screen sharing so you guys can read for yourself. Throughout the history of the church, faithful followers of the Lord Jesus Christ have looked forward eagerly to our Lord's return. The second coming of Christ has been a powerful motivation for Christians to live righteously and share the good news, generation after generation. We must take special notice of the last 5 words in Matthew 24:30, with great power and great glory. Jesus will arrive on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. His power has already been demonstrated by these cataclysmic events that have shaken the heavens. But as awesome and terrifying as these events have been, they hardly compare to what these events mean to us as believers. On that day, he will demonstrate his power by overthrowing Satan and the demonic forces once and for all. He will demonstrate his power in saving and protecting his elect. He will demonstrate his power by establishing his rule in righteousness. Second Thessalonians 2. Yeah, I I feel like that is something else too cuz I did start making a series on the end time, but I never finished it. And we started with Second Thessalonians or that was one of the things we started talking about, I think. I can actually find that real quick. But the reading is just something else I've already read in that devotion, so we're actually going to see if the screen sharing will work this time. It didn't work last time, which made me a little sad. Do you guys think we're living in the end times? I feel um like how it was earlier in Matthew 24 was like these will be birthing pains. It means all the rumors of wars and stuff, and wars and disease and famines and all that, it will be a lot worse than what is typical. Sorry for like the slight hesitation in my speaking. I was trying to get this sized right because it's showing my screen. I wish I could show you guys. Well, actually, I can't. Like, I have my screen underneath, and I have to like put it right there. Um, I personally think, in regards to the end times, are you guys able to see this? I like this verse of the day. Um, I feel like there are a lot of signs that can be interpreted to be the end times, but I feel like a lot of people in the past generations have said these are the signs of the end times, and it is just ends up being something that's commonplace in every person's life. Oh my goodness, that's such an awful ad. Papa John's. Um, but I think the best thing that all of us should do is strive to be most like how Christ wants us to be and not interpreting scripture in a way that allows us to do whatever we want, which unfortunately too many people do that. So we're just going to read 29 through 35, not chapters, the verses. How do you think I feel? Because I'm trying to beat it, and it doesn't help that that comes up, and I'm like, ugh, one pizza. Anyways, we're just going to read it. Immediately after the tribulation of those days. Also, there's a verse sometimes we won't be able to predict Christ's return. Yeah, Jesus said that it was no one will know the hour that the Son of Man will be coming back, or something like that. And okay, I'm gonna nerd out a little bit with this. I saw something that was a Muslim trying to say that because of that, Jesus is not God. But in reality, when he was asked again at a different point, he was like, "That knowledge is not for you." So it was more of a, "I'm not sharing this knowledge with you." But we're gonna read this. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then will appear in heaven the sign of the Son of Man. That's actually interesting. I don't know what that sign is, but um, to see something in heaven that's like the sign of man, sign of the Son of Man, the sign of man. That's rocket ships. The sign of man is rocket ships. But the sign of the Son of Man in heaven or like in the sky, that will be very cool. And then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. I know that for the people who were listening to Jesus speak, my guess is he felt more personable, like how you might see me. I mean, I can't say for certain because I wasn't there, but it would make sense because I remember it was, I want to say John, who had a vision after Jesus rose to heaven and he saw Jesus and was terrified because Jesus had like great power and glory, which was like hugely different from how he was on earth, assuming. So that's interesting. Anyways, we're going to continue reading. And he will send out his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So basically, everyone everywhere. Um, Once Jesus comes back and was like, "Hey, you're coming with me. I got the angels to escort you." Then everyone will be coming. Well, let me rephrase that. His elect will be coming. And now we're gonna go into the fig tree. From the fig tree, learn its lesson. As soon as its branch becomes tender and puts out its leaves, you know the summer is near. So also when you see all these things, you know that he is near, at the very gates. Truly I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. To respond to this, I made a video. It was a while ago. It was like last year around this time, roughly. And I was like, Jesus was a sword swallower because it's in there. A sword comes from his mouth. It's like, yeah, Jesus is a sword swallower. That's how he'll defeat Satan or something. His mouth is his sword, I think, if I remember correctly. I mean, we could look it up real quick. Sword from the mouth. Jesus. So, it's Revelation 19. We're gonna just go back. You guys be able to see it even if you guys are on the phone. A sharp sword with which to strike down the nations. He will rule them with a rod of iron. He will tread the winepress of the fury of the wrath of God the Almighty. Yeah, he has a mouth of swords. I keep hitting. I hit the wrong one. There we go. I saw there was like 5 people watching at one point, and now I see 3. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. And now we're just gonna be talking about whatever. Oh, it says 4 people. Also, I'm like so happy. It's still 5. Hmm. I mean, it says 4 on my end, but I know sometimes the count can get weird. Anyways, I'm so happy I got the actual paper with the seal and stuff. I paid like $200 for it. And I actually have the sticky now so it doesn't dox me. Because I do not want my personal location to be shared with the rest of the world. And so I'm trying to not get too ahead of myself with the interview, but usually nail places does 50% commission for the pay. And from what I saw, if that were to be the case, and if I get the job, I would be getting paid about $30 an hour. Which I know, Jane, that might be, you'll have to do some conversion with that because I know you're not in the US. But $30 an hour is like enough for me to live in an apartment and junk out. Well, not junk out. Buy healthy foods that are overpriced because they're healthy. Make sure you nail it. I think the biggest thing I have going for me is the fact I am freshly licensed, so I'm very impressionable. That and I'm a business owner, so that's cool. Also, I'm wanting to make shampoo, and I was realizing that I do have the stuff to make shampoo because I have peppermint oil now. And let me tell you, this thing smells like high quality peppermint oil. I bought one from my job and it like was gross. It did not smell like actual peppermint oil. But I got good quality and I'm excited to do it. I found out that if you're making your own hair products, peppermint oil would work really well because it balances the pH of your scalp according to the internet, which will help greasy hair but also dry scalp. And that will be really beneficial to uh, most hair types, I think. As for the rose water, because I remember, Jane, you recommended it, I do have it here. I think I'm just going to put that in the conditioner, but I need to buy more stuff. That'll come when I have more money. It was so slow today at my job. Um, I come in, and over the past couple weeks of working, I would come into work and there would be um, between high 30s and low 50s for orders, but today we were at 24 and all the orders um, are done. So standing around and shopping really slow. The few orders that were coming in today were just like 19 pieces, 20 pieces. And I ended up kind of just stalling for time by shopping slow. But then the last order that came in that would determine whether or not I would leave when my boyfriend left, it was a 60 piece, and I managed to shop like 90 units per hour. Why does it work? I don't know. I've noticed that too. The thing that I'm wanting to do is use different products for like the hair stuff or just in general. Like for sugar scrub, you don't even need vitamin E, but having vitamin E is helpful. So while yes, I do want to have rose water in it, I don't want that to be the only thing because I am trying to make it a conditioner, which should be like a creamy vibe. Our rate is 100 items per hour. How big is your store? because that might be a little different. You also have more efficient shopping, and I'm sure you don't get on, or you do get on your employees' case for being on their phones. But when it's slow, I go on my phone. That's how I found out about the peppermint. Because you also have to remember, I'm texting people, because that's what we do. We send an opening text, then we send text for substitutions, and then we send a closing text. And then if they're like, oh, we don't want this, oh, well, now I gotta walk and put it back. And they have the store set up in like the weirdest way. Like, to kind of lay out a map, we have curbside headquarters on one side. I'm actually gonna do reverse, so it's like on the right side for you guys. Employees don't have to text customers. Yeah. Um, to kind of just like share how they do it. Curbside headquarters is in the top right corner, and I'm having to do it mirrored because I know the camera does it mirrored. Does this look like on the right to you guys? I think it is. Anyways, it's like the top right corner, and how they have it set up is you go up and this way to grab some stuff. Then you go up and down in all the aisles to get to the produce department, which is on the other side of the store. Then you go all the way back around and then go up and down, up and down, and up and down through room temperature stuff and frozen stuff. And then you go all the way back to the curbside. We have 17 numbered aisles, but we also have 13 lettered aisles. And they're like long aisles. And to put a layout, it's like you got curbside, then this part HPC, then this part HPC, like health, beauty, care stuff. And then we have seasonal paper products, like trash bags, all that. And then dairy is like at the top, and it spans all along the wall. And as you're going along the wall, you got 3 aisles of frozen stuff. Finally went to a Giant Eagle in Indiana, although it didn't say it on the outside of the store. Let me guess, you thought it was overpriced. Because at least the one by me, it does everything overpriced. I mean, everything's overpriced in most places anyways. I just dropped my phone. Anyways, to continue the layout of the store, after you get all of the frozen aisles, then you have like the registers, which are at the same I'm gonna say row because that makes the most sense. In the same row as the curbside department. So it's like all one place. And then you have pop and chips, crackers and juices, cereals and candy, baking, coffee, tea, then international foods. But then they have the liquor store blocking part of the way. So in the front, it ends with aisle 4. So you have to go up and to the left to get like half of an aisle. And that will give you the broth, the soups, and the dips. What? Sources are scattered about us. This shall be. That's interesting. I'm guessing there's more. Because I don't think Isaiah 24 is 2 sentences. Anyways, and then the next aisle is the stuffing, the fruit cups, the canned vegetables. And then the last aisle is salad dressings, mayonnaise, peanut butter jelly, and bread. Then you got the liquor store, or at least the entrance to it. the beer. And then if you go past the liquor store to the left, there's the produce department. In there, you can access the kitchen area, the bakery, and the wine department. Then the deli, which is the back corner, and meat and seafood, which is in the back. It's a big store. Part of me wants to like record what it's like behind the scenes, but my only problem with that is I'm gonna have to figure out how to blot out the customer's name. I don't like many things. I don't like mayonnaise or salad dressings. And I'm actually gonna research. Just don't get caught doing it. Oh, I made videos there before. Shouldn't be an issue. Who's supposed to go out tomorrow? Then go to sleep, Jane. Okay, I'm gonna use this to measure. It's like about 200 feet by 300 feet, roughly. Well, I'm kind of like done, so. Do you guys have anything y'all want to do? Well, Jane is supposed to go to sleep. Oh, as I was gonna say, it was like really dead for most of the day, and once 12:45 hit, I was like, I'm gonna take my break. So if there's an order that I need to shop before 2 o'clock hits, I'll shop it. And so I took my 20-minute break, and I come back, and there is a 60 item order that needs to be shopped. So I managed to rush through that and shop so fast. If there's nothing else, I'm just gonna go. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.